Man, I miss Stallion P. He was such a beautiful man.
Hang on, I need a tripod.
Back to Licked up, voted deep. All saved, all serious. Licked up, voted deep. Hey, holla at us if you curious. Licked up, voted deep. We all saved, all serious. Licked up, voted deep. Come holla at us if you curious. Licked up, voted deep. All saved, all serious. Licked up, voted deep. All saved, community, licked up, voted deep. All saved, all serious. Licked up, voted deep. All saved, all serious.
Like Craig, clicked up, voted in all day. Backpack, stay strapped with a Johnny Mac and dressed to play for me this morning. The label is read all day.
Hello, pretzels, and welcome back to the tripod. We are back here. We're about to talk wrestling, but this time I'm flipping the switch. Since my stupid ass forgets everything, we're gonna start the show, the tripod. Hold on, where's my mic? And now it's time for Stixie Drip Drips, the drip pack of the week.
Nice.
We on the night, hear us screaming louder. Can you see the
Well, gentlemen, we are, I believe, 2 weeks past Overdrive. Bully Ray called his shot. He's going to face Josh Alexander for the Impact Heavyweight Championship at Hard to Kill on Friday the 13th, January. While also doing that, he attacked Josh Alexander's wife, who was ringside. So that added a little fuel to the fire. We had the last rodeo continue this week. Mickie James took on the virtuosa Deonna Purrazzo, and she ended up winning. So the rodeo continues. While also Thick Mama Drip came out and said, "Hey, I've seen what you've been doing." So at Hard to Kill, we get Milfy James and Thick Mama Drip for the Impact Knockouts Championship. While also, I don't want to, because this has a tie-in with WWE, we saw Violent by Design end up, I guess you could say, killing off Eric Young and having Cody Deaner, end up taking the reins. What does this have to do with WWE? Well, the rumors are that Eric Young is possibly on his way back to WWE. So,
Going back to NXT?
I don't know. They didn't say. I just heard that they said after Impact, with the way that he was literally murdered in a cinematic little back and forth with Deaner, where it all began at a looked like a broke down jail. That I think it was maybe hours after that was, I think, Sean Ross Sapp or a couple of people said looks like there's rumors of him going back to WWE, and with what happened here Thursday night, it might be happening. So that, ladies and gentlemen, pretzels, is the drip pack of the week.
That nigga didn't go back NXT.
Wow, I mean, little
Maybe they
guy.
bring back Sandy, because they've been doing the whole Nikki Cross thing. She's kind of got that.
Yeah, she's crazy again.
So
She's crazy again.
Perhaps a judgment day run for old EY, or yeah, I think NXT would be way better for old Eric Young.
And he could take if he takes Nikki back with him to NXT, she fights like Mandy for the title or something.
Well, could there possibly be a tie-in with them in Schism?
Oh, what's he gonna do? Take over Joe Gacy's spot?
Oh no, maybe he joins them.
Yeah, but he's more like a leader.
Yeah, that is true.
Shout out to the sheriff. Thank you for continuing to watch and listen to the tripod. Shout out to our most hardcore pretzel, Larry. And also, Fly Eagles Fly, baby. We're about to talk to the man who controls how we talk about what show. Heads, NXT, tails, AT-Dub. Let's go. Father Fitty. NXT is first up this week, ladies and gentlemen. Scroll to the top. We kick it off with Roxanne Perez versus Indy. Book compares Bailey to Ricky the Dragon Steamboat. That's an incredible compliment. He's referencing the caliber of opponents Roxanne has faced already. Indy dominates most of this match, showing her strength and kicking Roxy's teeth in, but Roxy wins with pop rocks. I don't necessarily think the right woman won this match. Roxy did 4 moves and won after. But I mean, Roxy's on the up and coming. I guess she's going to be the next big thing, and old Indy hopefully joins Raw and maybe is the catalyst for the way. But I digress. Cesar, the beginning, the kickoff of NXT. What did you think of this Roxanne versus Indy?
Yeah, it's also left a bad taste in my mouth. I didn't like it. I was like, Indy was whooping this bitch up and down the ring. What's going on? Roxy didn't need the win. We know Roxy's over. She won the breakout tournament. She took it to Mandy. Mandy had to cheat to win. It wasn't like Mandy won. Like in some matches, Mandy had to cheat to beat Roxy. Oh, Cora Jade hit that bitch. That's right. It was like a DQ. And yeah, she barely did anything in the match. And it hits a pop rocks out of nowhere. But they set it up with later in the show with Cross-eyed Fuck talking about the new matches they're gonna have at pay-per-view.
Uh-oh.
I don't say anything. I just said he said something up. That's all I said. What are you looking at me like that for? Here we go.
You see, Cesar, technically I'm not looking at you.
Shut your ass up.
I'm not looking at you. I'm looking over there. No.
God damn it. We're gonna talk about your bitch ass later. So you come back, cross-eyed fuck. Don't let that spirit leave Sangria's room.
Cesar.
Well, I was in your other eye now. But anyway.
This is a mirrored lens. No.
All right. The wrong woman did win. It was still a fine match for what it was, but the wrong woman did win. You know these two women can go. So this was just some TikTok beef they generated over the weekend. I don't know if you guys saw the clip that led to this. It was pretty much Nikita Lyons was backstage during a house show, and Indy had a match, and Roxanne was like looking at something on TikTok with her, and then Indy just got jealous for some reason. I don't know. So whatever. But yeah, it's whatever.
Bretsky's Woman of the Year, NXT Woman of the Year, took the L, but Sticks, me and Cesar both think the wrong woman won that match. But you know, I'm going to go on a tangent on Indy. Every time I hear her music and it goes, impressive. I think of earlier in this year where she mega bots up the fucking top rope. It's just like
wait, hold on. Does it really do that?
It's a clip that lives in my brain forever. Like every time Indy comes out, I see her fucking mega botching off the top rope. But I digress. Sticks.
Didn't even know her music did that.
What did you think of the kickoff match to NXT?
I thought it was a good match, but like you guys, I do agree with both of you. I think Indy should have won this. I mean, this is one of those where you could say that she dominated from pillar to post, from bell to bell. And I think if you really wanted to have Roxanne, like if you really wanted to strap it and have her go to the moon, you could have had her in that Iron Woman gauntlet and had her win it that way, and then have her get her championship match that way. You know, if you wanted to go ahead and put her, I know the slow build to possibly having her be the woman to dethrone Mandy, but I think that could have been like the biggest feather in her cap to get her over the top to that point. I mean, there's different ways you can build Roxanne up to get a title match. I mean, you could have her go on a win streak, but Indy's one of those that this would have been, she dominated. She could have used this a lot more than Roxanne could have. I mean, this could have been something that you could build towards with Indy, and just to have her dominate 95% of the match, and then Roxanne hits a couple of moves and hits the pop rocks, and then 1, 2, 3, and we're done. I mean, I didn't agree with it, and I mean, it was a good match. I mean, we all talk about how good Indy is in the ring, how good she is. You know, 85 to 90% of the time, you know, she has a botch there, but she's one of the staples of the women's division down there that hasn't been individual champion. But it was a good match, but she should have won it over Roxanne.
And hopefully the rumors are true and the draft does take place and we get Indy out of NXT and Johnny and Candice, possibly putting the three of them on SmackDown or something, but we'll see what happens. Up next, Chase U backstage. Duke apologizes to Andre for booting him. Duke has petitioned to get Andre in the Survivor match. Grayson Waller interrupts and disrespects Andre. Thea goes all rabbit chipmunk on him. Duke is going to handle Waller later. Dijak out. He's going to murder Dante Chin, who's from Singapore, by the way. Vic says Dijak is out for retribution. Oh, I see what you did there, Vic. Modified crossface chicken wing, then feast your eyes. Justice is served. Dante heading back to level up. Dijak gets on the mic, then says, "Look into my eyes." This fool was blinking like he had Tourette's. He couldn't keep his eyes open for 1 second, but Sticks, what did you think of the Chase U segment and then Dijak murdering Dante Chin?
Chase U segment was good. I mean, Duke and Thea, especially Duke, is trying to still prove himself to Professor Chase that he's not gonna turn on him. That he's here. He bleeds red and black. So that was a good segment. And I mean, when you see Dijak back on your screen, you got to remember that this guy, what we had with him before he joined Retribution, then you try to basically have amnesia throughout the whole Retribution run, and that we get him back. It's going to probably be a little bit of a while before we get back to seeing if we get anything remnants of like just Dominic Dijakovic, like what he had with Keith Lee. But I mean, this was a good big comeback match for him. Like you said, the promo skills, like when he's telling you the look in his eyes, when he looks like he's damn near having a stroke while also being Touretted. Those the little things that, yeah, and just the little quips they kept throwing in there to feast your eyes. It's like, are you trying to have us forget what his taglines was? Is this is this Dijak like the enforcer, the guy who brings his own brand of justice? Or are we still doing Dijak with Dominic Dijakovic tendencies? Like, what are we trying to do here? So, but all in all, Chase U segment was good. And Dijak, it's his first match back, so got a little bit of work to do. There's a difference between doing matches in the PC and then doing it in front of a camera with a live crowd. So I'll give him the benefit of the doubt.
Well, Cesar, they shortened his name and they gave him the gimmick of the Thin Boss Man. Doesn't he kind of look like Zack Ryder standing on some telephone books?
Motherfucker looks like a washed out Mad Max. Yeah,
his beard with a Sharpie. Cesar,
yeah. He's like a washed out Mad Max, like NPC or something. We out here for justice. Give me my leather jacket.
What's retribution? I don't know what you're talking about.
Feast your eyes on my leather jacket.
What do you think of the Chase U segment and then Dijak murder?
Yeah, Chase U's fine. Chase U's fine. That little girl still trying to, hump people's pelvises. You know what I'm saying? And break them because she's so energetic. But we all know Duke's gay. Old Dookie trying to play this face role. And here comes, old top heel Grayson Waller coming out here talking some talk, talking that sass. And Duke said he's gonna get old Chase U into that cracker shit we're gonna talk about later. I was fine with it. Sets up a match for later on the night. Everybody's got issues with old Dookie. Keep the story going. It's a good story. I ain't mad at it. And then we got old Dijak coming out here. But I still don't know who that cracker was in the ring. He was fighting with, I don't know, must be some level up reject. I don't know. But yeah, whoop his monkey ass like only monkey ass can get whipped in the ring. Hit him with the feast your eyes. Yeah, the big big boss man slam. Sidewalk slam. All right, people. Yeah, hit him with the big sidewalk slam. Whooped his monkey ass. Was trying to choke him out at one point. I don't know. There's probably a little botchy shit going on there.
Wasn't there?
And then,
Wasn't there GTS in that too?
I think the Feast Your Eyes is pretty much just like it's like Sammy Guevara shit.
Oh,
yeah. So yeah, that was in there.
The
He doing all some
GTH.
fuckery. GTH, yeah, go to hell. So yeah, it was fine. They're trying to hype him up, get him some dubs, get him back in the scene, whoop him cracking ass. So yeah, sure.
By the way, Pretzels, if you can guess next week the correct amount of times old T1000 is gonna blink while the camera's in his face, you automatically win predictions on the next pay-per-view. No. Up next, JD and Diamond Mine Dojo telling the Creeds to be careful about the Quickie Mart crooks. The princes of Persia. The Creeds tell JD to beat it.
Why are they the crooks? They own the Quickie Mart.
A cross-eyed kid with Hall of Fame panel discussing who will go into Iron Survivor Challenge. I shouldn't have took notes on this. Road Dogg wants Mello in the men's match. Alundra Blaze wants Stone D. X-Pac wants Humongous. Molly Holly wants Gacy. Road Dogg wants White Khali. The fuck, Road Dogg? Axiom and Grayson Waller discussed as well. Speaking of, Grayson Waller versus Duke with Chase U. Grayson being Grayson starts pulling Duke's hair. Duke does the same, but Andre screams at him not to cheat. He even tries to grab the rope for leverage during the pin. The crowd is actually cheering for both of these guys. Grayson puts on Duke's headband. Thea gets dramatic. Duke hulks up and regains control. However, Duke wastes time talking to Thea and then eats a Waller effect. Grayson wins. We get Kenzie interrupted by Big Body Javi.
Oh,
it's Big Body Tuesday. He
what the fuck is this?
He peddling out horrible merch. He actually brings out the BBC. Cesar just got a lawyer and is taking him to court. Axiom approaches and said he's cleared. We don't have to talk about the fucking cross-eyed kid with the legends. Cesar, Grayson Waller versus Duke.
Yes, this is a pretty good match. Grayson Walling, as he always does. Yeah, Duke spent too much time on the outside, almost booting Thea, talking to Cat Mondre and whatnot. Spent too much time outside. Got the old distraction and got Grayson Walla the dub. You can't be out here talking to people, man. You gotta get in that ring, be whooping monkey ass. Yeah, Grayson Waller's still in the headband, just doing what he does. But overall, storyline wise, yeah, Grayson Waller, sure. You want to give him some dubs? Sure, I'm fine with this. Because he usually loses the big one being the heel. But fine, yeah, I was fine with this. It was good shit.
Did you Cesar 632 Big Body Javi bringing out the BBC?
Who? Oh, that other guy. No, Mackenzie was funny as shit in this. They need to let her do more shit like this. Because pissed off Mackenzie is funny as hell. But yeah, I don't know. I still don't know who this guy is. And yeah, he's talking about big black penises on TV. Why are you talking about big black penises? He ain't even got one. Not big, nor is he black. And I still don't know who he is. He could be.
He even skeeted it on live TV.
So I'm saying he skeeted, yeah. So he had some fake ass Sex Panther, a pillow who literally said a trademark. They trademark shits on TV. Don't you have to call somebody? Oh. Yeah, and then he had what's that cracker shit he had? Just a t-shirt, the pillow, some cologne. Talking about big penis, and Mackenzie was trying to slap taste out of his ass. Yeah, and Axiom rolls up, which later on he had his little chili meat all out and stuff. He was really on vacation and he shaved his chest. That's chili meat all out. This cracker comes up breathing through that hot ass mask, just smelling his own stank ass breath. Talking some trash, saying he's cleared and he's looking for a match. I still don't even know who this guy is or how he got a contract. But sure, they're gonna have a match later. Set that up.
I think I'm gonna call.
And yeah, then the old farts was talking about people again.
I think I'm gonna call Kenzie better Renee. Sticks, Grayson Waller
Definitely
versus
hotter.
Duke.
Not that this was wrestling wise, I thought this was one of Grayson's better matches. He's gotten better. He keeps getting better and better. So hopefully, with him potentially becoming one of the top heels in NXT, this is kind of a good sign for us to show that he can not only talk on the mic, but his wrestling is getting better, and it can get him more prominent matches. The internal struggle that we saw with Duke, with wanting to kind of either go back to his old tendencies of cheating, but was fighting those tendencies, and then he outside the ring was gonna go for a big boot on Grayson, but was able to Grayson move, and he was able to hold up without hitting Thea, without hitting Miss Hale, and then him basically telling her, I can stop that right in front of all Professor Chase after what we had happen 2 weeks ago, him eating the boot. So we still got the cracks in that. It was good to see that Waller got the win, building him up towards maybe hopefully a bigger match. Then we had everybody's forgotten man, Big Body Javi, coming out with his trademark stuff. I agree with both you guys. I think Mackenzie needs to have more airtime when doing stuff like this. The little jabs that she throws in with that is good. We had the return of Axiom, so that was going to be that set up for something good. And then like you guys said, the panel. It was nice little. I mean, that's essentially 6-3-16. We got Cross-Eyed Kid on TV, and we got a bunch of Hall of Famers on TV. So, I mean, this is right up. I mean, we got those. We found a prominent role for all 5 of these gentlemen and ladies, and killed some TV time. So it's all good.
Sticks, you see, I want to trademark that Sticks 316 shirt, but can we go with a different color than black? I don't necessarily want it to be. I mean, never mind. Now we're moving on.
Yeah, we know.
Message me and we'll talk.
Up next, Kiana James versus Fallon Henley with BJ. Jensen is sprung off of Kiana, so Fallon tells Briggs to get him out of there. Book and Vic bicker about Fallon's bar. What? Why do you have so much invested in this bar? You buy stock in it? Book says. These two put on a great match. Matter of fact, this is the best I've seen out of these two. All it took was a purse distraction to give Kiana an open to hit the 401k for the win. Odyssey and the hard R's in locker room. Malik still upset about his dad's sweater vest getting ripped. We need Malik the freak mode tonight when he faces White Khali. Malik says he's doing it alone tonight. Stay in the back, fellas. Sticks, Kiana James versus Fallon Henley, and then the darkness in the locker room.
I agree with you on this. This might be a launching pad for both these ladies, because this is probably their best matches for the both of them. And the way Kiana was able to win also helped her heel status in the women's division. So all in all, it was a really good match from both these ladies. And then we had Malik still upset about his dad's Cosby sweater getting destroyed. It's nice we can get the hard R's and Odyssey on TV. I mean, I know all 3 of us are huge. I mean, we're more than 15 feet of dick fans of these guys. And it's so good that we got them on TV. And it was going to be awesome that we're going to get one half of the hard R's in action later that night. So I wasn't mad at it. I was glad to see him on my TV. I was glad. I embraced the darkness. So I was glad to see these guys on my TV set.
Caesar. Kiana James versus Fallon Henley. Kiana sends her assistant. Where was that hot ass assistant at? What the fuck?
That beautiful goddess.
Then the darkness in the locker room. What'd you think of these segments?
Yeah, they love him some Kiana James, bro. That whole be getting mad time in her matches. Like a Kiana James match, they don't get no little 5-7 minute bullshits. she be getting like 12 minutes in the ring. They love them some Kiana James. I don't know where she came from. She might have been sucking on Vince's dick before he left. She still got some paperwork on him. I don't know. But Kiana James get all the TV time she wants.
She might be doing that work backstage to try to uncross those eyes from the cross.
She might be. She might try to uncross them eyes because that little bar sketch too was like 15 minutes. You know what I'm saying? Now they like them some Fallon. They like them some Fallon and BJ too. They bring the comedy. But they love them some Kiana James, and her sister's bad shit. I'd stab Jeff Jarrett in the neck. Well, I do that for free anyway. But I would do it and pay for 5 minutes with that assistant. And pay. I don't know who I'd be paying, but I would pay to stab Jeff Jarrett in the neck. 5 minutes with that assistant. Oh, and then yeah, my favorite time. The niggas was on TV. You damn right. We got the hard R's. You know, you got Malik. She mad. See, just like the real world, big old white government always putting down the black man for no apparent reason. Then this crack ass caveman just going, I mean, what did that nigga do to you? What did he do to you? He tried to help you out, have a good night, get you some hoes, Hennessy in the club, just like black people just being existing in America, bringing y'all crackers culture and good food like chicken, fried chicken and shit. You know what I'm saying? And ham at Thanksgiving because you just want to be some plain corny ass white man just eat dry ass turkey. You know what I'm saying? And then you gonna rip this man's. What does do to you, bro? Man, just punch him in the face. Y'all wrestling. No, you got to rip that man's sweater vest. I'd have shot his ass. See, I'd have brought a gun out to the ring, but shot that nigga in the kneecap. Wouldn't even pinned him. Would have walked out. Let him have a win after that. Would have shot his dumb ass right in the kneecap. The left one, too. Right in the left kneecap, with my 9. Shot his ass. Then looked at Superman Stones and do something about it, bitch. And then he'd have ran off like a little bitch. Fried, probably shit himself. You know what I'm saying? He'd be like, oh, I shit myself, book. I got to get out of here. Would have shot his big caveman having ass right in the kneecap. But that's me. But, yeah, Malik was putting up a good fight. Hard R's, 6'3", 16. The other niggas got their time in. Then, he got his ass whooped, but he got his ass whooped like a man. There ain't nothing wrong getting the ass whooped like a man.
You're getting ahead of us, Caesar. You're getting ahead of us. We ain't
talking about the match? Oh,
no,
well, I was just excited. Niggas was on TV. I was excited.
Up next, we had the Hall of Fame panel talking about the women.
You cut me off of this.
We see a Cora Jade TikTok making fun of Sleepy 2. Kata, Katana, and Nikita versus Toxic A. Wait, Zoe attacks Nikita during the entrance. Lyra Valkyrie in the jungle. All right.
Sure.
Electra Lopez talking shit about Indy. And then we get who? Big Body Javi versus Axiom.
Who the fuck is this guy?
Axiom's leg is not quite 100%, according to Vic. He's still flying around with ease, though. Javi targets it, of course. Vic says Book was on Javi's list around number 700. He then said Mantar was on the list, to which Book replied, who? I don't know if you caught that.
Yeah, I caught that shit.
This is another banger here. Javi no pushover. Axiom fighting through his knee pain. Axiom takes out Javi with a super kick. Book says Javi needs more BBC. Nikita is cleared to fight in Doctor's room. Pretty Deadly. Yes, boy. With Better Renee. Side plate check. They gonna tell a Christmas story? Yes, boy. We'll stop right there. Let's see. Caesar. I don't even know if you watched this match or not. Big Body Javi versus Axiom.
I'm watching Axiom. I don't care who he fighting. I watched Dijakovic versus. I still don't know what that cracker's name was, and I watched it last night. I don't know who the fuck he was wrestling. I watched Axiom.
When Dante Chen debuted, didn't they run like a bunch of video packages for him? Because wasn't they like talking about like his mom or his family or something like that over
shit.
He's from Singapore. You know that, right?
Is that who he was fighting, Dante Chen? How about that? Yeah. Axiom fighting old, I don't know, BBC wannabe. Yeah, flying around that ring. A great old match. And Axiom could wrestle a pile of dog shit, make that shit 5 stars. Seen it. It was on HBO Max. Yeah, he had his little chili meat all out, his little curly chili meat. You know what I'm saying? He trying to get real Miami, trying to be out there, feeling the razor, the bad guy, got your chili meat out. And yeah, he's sitting there doing work, doing dirt, book yelling crazy shit as usual, keeping me entertained. You know, uh, that cracker, he need to get more BBC. Get the fuck out of here. But yeah, Axiom just a dub as he should. Yeah, with a good old match. Guys had plenty of time. Did some great things in the ring. I won't mad at it.
Well, Cesar, what outfits do you think Pretty Deadly are going to come out in next week? Are they both going to be elves? Is one going to be Santa? What are they going to come out? One's going to be Rudolph. Like, what the fuck outfits are they coming out in next week?
They could be Santa and the Grinch.
I forgot about the Grinch.
Yeah, I think that probably makes the most sense. One be Santa, or one could be like Jack Frost, and one could be Santa or some shit like that.
Oh, Frosty.
Unless they're both Rudolph, they both might come out as Rudolph because they're both the leaders of the tag team division.
Well, that when those flamboyant some bitches, they never disappoint with the outfits when they come out to do a.
Oh, they will be sleeveless because they can't afford full outfits.
Of course,
they might be either really tight pants or shorts.
And it'll be cut off right here.
The Santa suit will be cut off right here with probably like a long Santa hat, like all the way to the ground.
Their titties will be hanging out as per usual.
Chili meat hanging out. Chili meat everywhere in the Christmas eggnog. But yeah, tight ass jackets with no sleeves.
Sticks. We had Big Body Javi versus Axiom. What'd you think?
This was a really good match. I thought it was really good for Big Body Javi to get a match like this because I think it was one of those that they used to kind of see what they have with him at the moment, and he held his own. I mean, he was able to. Obviously, Axiom, when you have a match, when you have somebody with Axiom, he's going to make you look good. But to be able to kind of hold your own with Axiom will allow you to have a really good match. And I thought this was a really good match. So hopefully we get more Axiom on TV. The action, he brings it. He's got that super kick. I forget what they called it as his finishing move, but that's really, I think it's kind of a different twist onto it, but I thought it was a really good match. It was really good for Big Body Javi to be able to hold his own with Axiom in this match.
Is Nathan Frazier legit injured?
I don't know. Probably just taking some time off.
So. Well, see, here's the thing. I don't know if it's true. I just, as my spelunking on Twitter, I think him and Thea Hale are actually dating in real life. So maybe.
Yeah. She
definitely fucked him into a wheelchair.
She might be the reason why he's out.
Nah, she fucked him into a wheelchair. That nigga pelvis is bruised.
Up next, Afro Strange has breakfast with Jan Maker. They bullshit, but it wasn't half bad. I like this different approach to this. The cinematic discussions are better than Jan in the ring shouting. Real quick, what'd you think of that, Sticks? What'd you think of that cinematic stuff?
I thought it was good. I thought it was good for both of them. It's a little different version of them. I mean, we had Jan Maker, on his fishing boat here about a week ago. Then we've always had the different things with Afro Strange. Be able to have them meet at the diner and just be able to go back and forth with each other. I thought it was pretty nice for both guys.
It was pretty cool, Cesar. I hope they keep doing this with Jan Maker because I'm done with seeing his ass in the ring screaming and barking.
Facts.
JD versus Julius Creed. Julius is for sure going to be a future champion. He's got the moves, the look, the confidence, and he can cut a halfway decent promo. Funny moment, JD chopped Julius on the outside, and Julius ended up chasing JD because he ran away. This was another banger until Cup of Curry came out and ruined it. JD got a chair and was going to strike Julius when Senga pushed him out the way and got hit. JD shit his chonies and begged for mercy before running away. The Sandy Vaginas want Creeds at 100%. Dijak approached by Stax and Tony D. They're going to take care of Wesley. Malik Blade loses to White Khali very quickly. The crowd could care less during this match. I felt bad for old Malik. Idris and Odyssey prevent White Khali from committing another hate crime. Sticks, JD versus Julius Creed. What'd you think?
This is a good match. I mean, like you said, we're starting to see Julius kind of become that one guy out of a tag team that could be a shiny single star. And with JD, I mean, we know what we're getting with him. And he played up his heel. We had the Quickie Mart security crew come out to make sure that Julius and Brutus will make it to their future match at 100%. So all in all, it was a pretty good match. I mean, it was a really good match for what we got before the end result. So not too bad.
And then any thoughts on Dijak? Do you really think he's gonna align himself with Tony D, or are they gonna end up just fighting each other?
I think he's probably going to be a mercenary. I think, like, depending on if it's whatever the cause is, like, I think he has a investment in maybe trying to beat Wesley to be North American champion. So maybe he does it, but you find out that he has his own motives for doing it. So I think he's just going to be more of a mercenary.
And sadly, old Malik. Super quick match against White Khali. What'd you think?
I think the whole thing with the crowd not being there, I think this is on Von Wagner's side, because anytime we've seen Malik or even the Hard R's as a tag team, the crowd is, I mean, they're hot. I think this is all on Von Wagner's side. Like, it is so hard to even want to boo this guy. I mean, this guy is not that great in the ring, and he is not even decent on the mic. So, I mean, you've either got to demote him to level up, or you might want to go ahead and cut ties with him. I mean, because this guy, I don't know what he brings outside of just being a body to NXT. So I think it's more the whole crowd reaction was on Von Wagner's side than was anything else.
Coming soon to AEW Dark. Cesar, what did you think of JD versus Julius?
Yeah, it was a good match. A real good match. We all know JD puts on good matches all the time. And yeah, old Curry Claws came out there. They got up in the way. They said they won't fight him at 100%. No, it's kind of crazy crack of shit. But overall, the match was good. Yeah, it was a real great match. Julius, can have good singles matches, and it's JD. So you put two guys together who can go, it'll be some good shit.
I forgot to mention that Julius actually survived a fucking headbutt from old Humongous Dome during this matchup.
Mm-hmm.
If you can survive that, this dude's going to the moon. Cesar, thoughts on Dijak aligning with Tony D and Stacks?
I don't know if it's really going to align or not. He just said something like that. I feel like this crack is going to make it look like he's aligning with Tony D. Tony's going to go for that championship, like he said, and Dijak really wants it. He's just going to beat the shit out of Tony D. Like, justice, bitch. You tried to cheat. I'm here, Mad Max style. Take some of this sand. Blah. And then, then he's going to do his own thing. Then they'll fight. And that'll probably be like his first major opponent that he'll go back to back with for a while.
They really are treating Dijak like he's the thin boss man. Because Tony D's like, I got a great relationship with the law. Because fucking Dijak's like, justice. I'm here for justice. Like, all right, dude, relax. You're not fucking Demolition Man. And what did you think of well, you did touch on it earlier.
Nobody cares about Great Khali, but you got to keep him around, Sticks, for morale for the other wrestlers. Because he's the shittiest guy on the roster. See, everybody's going to be afraid, like these big body Javis, that Krakow who got beat by Dijak, and I don't know, somebody else, maybe Big Country. They're going to be like, man, at least I'm not the shittiest guy on the roster.
I mean, I understand that, but I don't need him on my TV every week.
All right, here's the problem. You got to treat him like he's not the shittiest guy on the roster, so he doesn't, just think, oh, I'm pure shit and stink it up out there. You got to treat him like he's a regular guy on the roster. We all know why he's here. He's the shittiest guy on the roster. He's the one we all make fun of. Nobody cares. Just have him go out there for 5 minutes, have these quick matches, and get him straight to the fucking back.
He's not the measuring stick. He's the measuring shit.
Yeah, pretty much. Pretty much.
Up next, the Cross-Eyed Kid announces the competitors, not all of them, but the first 4 in the men's and women's Survivor matches. It's Mello, of course, old JD, Gacy, and Grayson. On the women's side, it's Zoe Leatherface, Cora Jade, Roxy, and Kiana James. Cesar, you said earlier they love them some Kiana. She got her place in this match. The 5th members of this Iron Survivor matches are to be determined in wild card matches next week. They did announce who were in those matches, but I missed it. I didn't write them down unless you guys have them.
So it was Andre Chase.
I think Indy was actually in it, right? Indy's
in one. It's Indy, Fallon, and Wendy Chu.
Oh, that's right.
In the women's, and it's Andre Chase.
By what? White Khali?
Is White Khali in the match?
I thought he was in that in that triple threat match. I can't remember who the other one is.
Wait, Margaria, who's the 4 again? Oh no, yeah, it's White Khali, Chase U, and I think Axiom.
Okay.
Because I think everybody they mentioned at the table is somehow involved in the match.
Okay. So who's it gonna be, Cesar? Who's gonna be the 4th man? Who do you think? I mean, the 5th man. Who do you think will get that final spot? My God, I hope it's Andre Chase. You remember what happened last time? They had White Khali fight Andre Chase to be in that ladder match, and they fucking said, "Okay, White Khali, move on." This is their time to redeem themselves, Cross-Eyed Kid. You get Andre Chase in that fucking match. Unless Duke comes out there and fucks it up for Andre, which is more than likely going to happen. But my vote is for Andre. I want him in that match.
It's got to be Andre. Because honestly, thinking about it, they got Mello, a heel, Gacy, a heel, JD, a heel, and Grayson Waller, a heel.
Yep. You're right.
I think it's going to be Axiom. I think it's
got to be Axiom or Andre Chase. I don't see, but they didn't say what it's for.
Let's ask Father Fitty. No.
I hope it's got to be Axiom or Andre Chase. I think I would like Andre to be in there just for the fuck of it. Axiom being in there would probably make it a better match for what he can do. But Andre being there and hulking up and thinking he's gonna win at the last second, then it's probably gonna be Mello or some shit. It's still good shit.
I'm telling you right now, if Andre makes it in there, Duke's gonna fuck it up for him somehow.
Of course.
The only reason why I'd want to see Axiom in there, true, it's gonna be a better match. I want him to fuck up JD. Like I want him to get his comeuppance on old JD for what he did to his leg.
It would be funny to have Duke and Trick interacting outside the match.
Yeah.
That shit would definitely happen.
Well, if he sees Trick greasing up,
no shirt on,
Duke's gonna be like,
Yeah.
Wait,
give me some of this
wait, who?
ball.
No.
Yeah.
And for the women, Sleepy Chew,
Indy, and Fallon Henley.
I gotta vote Indy. We need Indy in this fucking match. She needs to do something. She hasn't done anything since Candace left. We need Indy to pick up a dub for once. Jesus.
Well, it's like what Sticks was saying earlier. If they wanted to have like Roxanne win this match and then go on to win in the match, like I think they're probably gonna pull this trigger with Indy. How they were talking about it, like Indy win the match to get in the match, and then overall win the match to get whatever the prize or shit is. Probably a title shot.
Still thinks that they're kind of maybe still high on Sleepy Chew, so I wouldn't be surprised if she somehow pulls it off to get in there.
Well, and then they keep her and the Cora feud going, maybe, whatever, or like her and Roxanne just beat the shit out of Cora.
We got Zoe, Cora, and Kiana, the heels, and then Roxy is the face.
Yeah.
So, are they gonna have Indy is technically a heel, right?
I don't know. She's on the fence. She's
Or
like
tweener?
in between. But yeah, it's like so. Let's just even say because she doesn't like Mandy in them, and she doesn't go out and beat people up after matches. So in theory, you have three faces in the winning match.
All right. Well, it's gonna be interesting to see how this all turns out. Deadline's gonna be a pretty damn good pay-per-view. We're gonna finally get to see what Apollo can do, and hopefully he dethrones that asshole. But we have the main event to talk about now. It's Caden, Katana, and Nikita versus Toxic A. It's Mandy Rose's 400th day of being NXT Women's Champ, and her wedgie is winning this match already. Katana, very impressive tonight. Katana, the action in this match is so smooth, so fluid. Nikita selling that knee injury. Wow, all 6 women, very impressive. Gigi and JC double team Nikita for the win. Vic is all upset. Book telling Vic, what the fuck? Zoe on balcony looking ugly. That went 7 minutes over, but my God, gentlemen, the women on this NXT show, it blows all the other divisions out the water. They fucking performed incredibly sticks. What do you think of the main event of NXT?
I dare to say this might be one of the better just like Tuesday night NXT like television cards shows that we've had for shit since maybe Black and Gold. I mean, this was one of the top ones. The matches from starting to even to the main event were so good. Like you said, all 6 women in this match looked really good. The teams looked good. They were flowing. Everything looked effortless. Everything looked good. And with the heels end up getting the win, and you had Zoe on the balcony staring down. I mean, this was a really good main event, and all in all, this was probably one of the better NXT TV shows that we've had for quite a while. So it was really.
I was sports entertained thoroughly. Cesar, the main event of NXT, it was a butt meat buffet plus some great wrestling. What'd you think?
Oh no, yeah, this was really good match. This is worthy of being the main event.
Yep.
Probably if not, damn near match of the week. I would say I was way sports entertained. The way the ladies showed out. Yeah, Nikita selling the leg. Tana looking good. Chance looking good. Gigi looking good. Mandy, all the ladies definitely showed out tonight. A real great match. I was like, damn, this is good shit. So the story helped it be the main event, and it was the actual main event. This was the best match of the card. So yeah, it was a great match. The heels getting over, getting dubs in on the champs, but since the titles are on the line 3-on-3, totally fine. And Nikita even took the pin. It wasn't one of the tag team champs. Nikita took the pin with the injury. This might be how Indy wins that eliminator match. Nikita might come out and fuck Zoe up during that Iron Woman match, and they might keep that shit going. She was like, yeah, bitch, you don't want to have me, you want to attack me before my matches, maybe I'll crack your ass in the knee next. It could be the way to keep that going. But yeah, I like this. I was thoroughly sports entertainment.
Cora could even come out and use Malik's blade to hit Sleepy Q in the face or something. Make her ugly cry again.
Yep.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to take a small break and we'll be right back with some AT Dub Talk. It's Wednesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for Mox to get lost in the crowd. There are 3 constants in life, he says: death, taxes, and Jon Moxley. Said the AEW ring belongs to him. There is no one with the balls to tell him otherwise. Q Hangman. Brawl ensues. Security putties pull apart. Mox tries to run up the ramp and fell off. I like how Tranny Manson is out there like she's gonna do anything.
That bitch ain't doing nothing.
Then we get Uncle Dax versus Bryan Danielson. There was a preemptive "This is awesome" chant. Relax, crowd. This is like seeing late 90s Stone Cold versus Benoit. Dax chopping Brian so hard his hand is hurting. Reverse-a-mania ends at the Dax pile driver. We get a lariat fest. Dax transition from a slingshot sit-down power bomb into the sharpshooter from the floor. Now that was impressive, Indy. Brian's chest looking like a shotgun blast. Brian wins with the label lock. For a match that means absolutely nothing, it was good. Cesar,
Yep.
what do you think of Mox and Hangman fighting, and then Dax versus Brian?
Mox and Hangman fighting. Shit about that shit. Sick and tired of these pull apart bullshit. I thought Mox was going on vacation or something.
He needs one.
Yeah. He out here just talking trash. You know what I'm saying? Just saying whatever you're gonna say. He ain't got title no more. They don't do rematches. And yeah, talking about he ran the ring and blah blah blah. Yeah, everybody's favorite drum. Cowboy shit, come on, bro. That cracker just run out there. They gonna jinx it or call it beforehand. Talking about, go see the doctors about the last time he was in the ring, old John Moxley. And yeah, them crackers gonna fight up the ring. Yeah, Mox's dumb, ignorant ass fell off. Oh, he tripped. Oh, he's back on the ramp. He's back on the nigga. Taz, what the fuck, bro? What the fuck? And yeah, you know, you get tired from all these pull aparts. You got to fight through like 5 mans. But they're fighting again up the ring. That shit continued for another segment. This dry ass episode. Sure, everybody's favorite drunk is back. I'm happy about that. I guess these crackers is gonna fight again. Sure. Yeah, let them stab each other, man. Put some no rules. Probably gonna end up being another Hangman won't be cleared, and it'll be another nice out match. Bones and wood shit like that. But yeah, all right. That's an all right way to start the show. But if I wanted to see some shit like this, I would just go back in time 6 months when Vince was still in charge and watch like a Taker Brock segment before WrestleMania or some shit. If I really wanted to watch a pull apart for fucking 3 segments, I would do some shit like that.
Dax and Brian?
Huh?
Dax and Brian?
This was a good match. It was a real good match. Old Uncle Dax coming out here, he had no titles. Just that ugly ass jacket and his wrestling draws. Then yeah, old American Dragon will pull his shit out there. Still rocking the Kitty Fondler Club logos and shit. Sure. But yeah, for a match, for just having a match on a regular out there, they wasted the shit out of this. The rest of this episode was dry. You know what I'm saying? Dry than 4-day-old turkey with no gravy. You know what I'm saying? Dry than 38-year-old wolf pussy. I mean, this shit was just dry, man. I mean, I was bored. After this, I was bored for almost the rest of the night. I was TikToking my way and fast forwarding through commercials like nobody's business. And it was 7 in the morning. I had nothing else better to do. I got to go to work in 4 hours. And I was just like, I can be playing God of War instead of watching this shit. But I do it for y'all. Do it for the pretzels and the people in the streets. I watch this trash and, you know, I got nothing. Like, this was the best match. Well, no, I don't know. This was the best non-gimmicky match on the card. But the rest of the show was kind of dry.
The start of the show saw Mox and Hangman fighting, pull apart, falling off the stage. And then we got Dax versus Brian. What do you think about this shit?
I know a lot of people back in the day, and even like still kind of today with like WWE, they always said, "Oh, this stuff they never let them keep going. Like once they get the security and the people in there, they pull them apart. They need to let them keep going." Well, ladies and gentlemen, this is what happens when you allow people to keep going. At some point, you need to have them get pulled apart, and you need to go ahead and call it and move on to the next segment.
No, let them fight. No security. Let them fight in their real ass clothes and polo ankle and cowboy boots. That's what I want to see.
I agree with you on that, but if we're going to do this pull apart shit, pull them apart.
I want no pull apart.
And let's go.
Let me run it.
this is like what the second or third time that they've done ATW's had a pull apart and somebody's fell off the ramp or the fucking top of the ramp or or on the way up the ramp. I mean, this is like the second or third time. I'm pretty sure AEW botches had a field day once again.
Yep.
I haven't even checked it. I should probably check it.
So I mean, let these guys fight, but if you're gonna pull them apart and be that it. If you're gonna continue, fucking find some little dark corner in the back, allow them to keep going, then pull them apart for real. But it was a good thing, and we got Hangman back. Our favorite bar partner, bar companion, Hangman is back. So it's good to see that. We're gonna get him and Mox. Hopefully, nobody gets hurt in that match coming up, and it should be pretty good. And leading in to a really good match. As soon as Uncle Dax said he wanted the American Dragon, I was like, this is whatever they have on that card. This is either going to open it or it's going to end it, because Uncle Dax has been on a fucking singles run that, even though the win-loss record might not be that great, just the in-ring performance alone has been phenomenal. And once again, he didn't disappoint. Both these guys showed up, and for a match, like Cesar said, that really didn't have much weight with it or even any circumstances for it. I mean, any reason for it. This is a really good match, and both guys showed up. I'd like to see it again. To tell you the truth, that I'd like to see it as a main event. I mean, the moves these guys pulled, the back and forths, was just so good. American Dragon picked up the win. All in all, I mean, good. It was an okay opener that led into a really good match, and kind of somewhat a little bit par for ATW. So not too bad.
Speaking of AEW botches, a shout out to Kenny Oliver for the fucking Red Velvet Botch Hall of Fame post. Is the greatest fucking thing you'll ever
I just seen that one.
Red Velvet fucking up throughout the whole year. It was incredible.
Shout out Kenny. Shout out.
Tony with Ricky Starks in the first of two appearances tonight. Backstage, Ricky announces himself in the Diamond Ring Battle Royal because he's going to take everything Max has. Hangman and Mox still fighting in the arena. I like how one of the security putties had a bleach blonde mullet, clearly enhancement talent. Renee interviewing Claude, Yuta, and the JAS minus Jericho. JAS cracking wise, and Renee's like, shut up, let me do my interview. Claude gets upset and leaves because he can't cut a promo. And time has officially been killed.
Facts.
Sticks, we got Ricky Starks announcing himself in the Diamond Ring Battle Royal.
That is absolutely
Hangman and Mox still fighting. And then the massive time-wasting Renee group interview bullshit.
The only thing that you need to know about was the Absolute announcing himself for that Dynamite Diamond Ring match. That's the only thing you know. We had the fight to continue, whatever. And like you said, that sit down, that was not only a waste of our time, but it was a waste of Renee's interviewing talent. So, yeah. I mean, the only thing you need to know about was that the most absolute superstar in ATW is coming for that Dynamite Diamond Ring. That's all you need to know.
Speaking of which, Cesar, what did you think of that? Ricky's announcement plus all the time-wasting things after that.
Well, we all know Ricky's goated. Somebody's got to. Ricky needs to start getting as much TV time as they can. They need to put the chips in. They need to put the chips in on three guys. There needs to be new pillars. All right. The show's off the rails. Rome is dead. It's canceled. It's rebuilding. You need to get some new pillars. One of them pillars needs to be absolute Ricky Styles. The other one is currently who he's feuding with, all ego, Ethan Page. With Stokely holding up his pillar in the background. Back there. I don't know who the other two should be. There's some things that happen later in a certain person's interview that he literally called out what people hate about him. And I realized I hate that shit too. And if you're going to be that way, this is going to be some dumbass shit. And now I see why that segment with that certain person had the lowest demo of anything in the show. But those two, definitely. You need to put all your chips in, cash them shits, give these dudes some bumps. It's going to be good. Good wrestling, good promo skills, good television. Heard. You need to build up some new guys. These are two guys who can do it. Fuck Renee. You signed a contract. Come back to this. Bitch, you had a good podcast, chilling from the crib, zooming with crackers like this shit her. With a damn baby and a 6-figure asshole who's no longer sauced on the bottle. Just all about pain and killing people. And you lived in Vegas. That seemed like a good life, Renee. That seemed like a good life. You would have thrown that shit away for niggas in purple hats, throwing them at people.
Hey, he really likes that hat, man. Come on.
Yeah, he threw another one at Claudio. I mean, this was hot in the streets.
We the people of the hat. Come on.
I guess, man. You got this 6'8", 300-pound actual MMA fighter with victories, losing to Orange Cassidy, and fighting people about hats. Taking dumps more entertaining than this. You know? Just because I ate a bunch of cheese and I was blocked up and, I was on my lunch break and I wondered if I could get all this shit out and get back on the clock without getting fired. That's entertaining. That's a risk. That's like defusing a bomb in a movie.
Well,
let's not
spend any more time on that bullshit. Up next was the TNT Championship. It's Samoa Joe versus AR Fox.
Who? No, dead ass. Who? Who is this guy?
Vintage Joe as AR flies over the top rope and Joe just walks away. Joe eats a thrust kick for it though. 450 disrespected again. Dude's first day of being all elite and he gets murdered by Joe. Great booking, Skeets.
Wait, this nigga signed?
Muscle buster to retain. Joe is the king of television. Wardlow on the Tron. He's coming for Joe. We get the first part of a possible Afro Strange of AETW. It's P2H. He has a backstory. He's from the streets of Oakland. The Book of Hobbs. Is someone else stealing Cesar's gimmick here?
Wait, hold on. Did this really happen on the show?
We had BBC being stolen on NXT, and now we have the Book of Hobbs.
These crackers is listening to this fucking podcast.
Stolen on ATW. Who the fuck is really in charge, Caesar?
Somebody get smart marks to really come on and start trademarking shit.
Okay, I was probably fast forwarded. There was a segment with
the Book of Hobbs.
I didn't see this shit at all.
It's gonna be an ongoing series like Afro Strange and his diner.
He's on 632. He totally did see his chicken stolen.
Did you see Samoa Joe versus AR?
Yeah,
Fox?
I watched that horse shit. I was trying to figure. I was googling who that guy was, but by the time I got to the right page, the match was over. So I gave up. And then they went to commercial after Wardlow. So hold on, I'm going back. That Book of Hobbs shit is real.
Yeah.
Well, Sticks, what do you think of Samoa Joe fighting AR Fox?
The Book of Hobbs? Let me find this shit.
Sticks.
I like you said, hell of a first day on the job, being a legit AEW superstar. Your first match is Samoa Joe. Now, I think the last time we saw AR Fox, I think he was with, Top Flight, I thought it was?
Yeah.
And that wasn't a bad match. I mean, you had Top Flight. I think that was when was it, Dante ended up getting hurt. So, of course, it wasn't that great of a outcome. But, I mean, the guy can go. I mean, he's going to be – it's a nice little thing, get him on TV, and then he's going to be relegated to dark elevation. It was a nice little dub for Samoa Joe to pick up while also continuing his feud with Wardlow, which we had Wardlow show up on the Tron with a nice little little fall winter wardrobe that he had on there, telling Joe he's coming for him. So not that bad. And then, man, as soon as I saw this, and he started quoting verses from the book or chapters from the Book of Hobbes. I seriously wanted to message Caesar and be like, man,
you see how hard it is?
Hold on. No, stop what you're saying right now. Stop what you're saying, Greer, say the quote. Say the goddamn quote.
Here we go. And now it's time.
Now double your money and make it stack. I'm on to the next one. On to the next. On to the next.
All right, I'm fast forwarding. I literally just watched it. I'm sorry, Sticks. I wasn't listening to your comment. I'll listen to it when McGreer puts this shit on the tube because I got to at least give his dumb ass one view for this bullshit. This nigga right here talking about he in Oakland, walking down the street with niggas shooting dice on a wall with $100 bills, and then when Hobbs walks by, it's fucking $1 bills. So who was shooting first? Tony? Tony had the first crack. Who plays dice like that?
AR Fox was.
Who plays dice like that? You don't play dice with your back to the wall. When you play dice, you throw the dice off the wall, dumb nigga. You don't shoot it in just the middle of the damn street. About this shit, and I know where they're going with this shit. You know what really pissed me off? Fine, have your little Book of Hobbes, have your little BBC Cologne, have your little fuck shit, steal all my shit. But y'all didn't see where he walked into. Y'all, why y'all didn't tell me this shit?
I saw.
Why didn't y'all tell me this?
I saw.
Walked into a fucking barbershop. I swear to Christ. If I gotta talk about who bullshit ass barbershop per week on this fucking, I'm burning it down. I'm burning it all down. Okay, I'm burning it all down. That nigga won't in no Oakland. Oakland don't look like that. Clean streets, nigga. He shot that shit, whatever bullshit city they're in. Indianapolis or some podunk ass town in Indianapolis, where the Colts play with cornfield and shit. And then, they got to keep it real. Had to hire 5 niggas to shoot dice in the streets of Oakland. Had to have some little snot-nosed nigga. I seen him. Little snot-nosed 4-year-old nigga playing games in that bullshit ass barbershop he walked into. Bullshit barbershop got, no real barbershop got them lights and shit with the damn barbershop pole. White people shit. That shit is uptown. Nigga shops just be having a nigga's name on it. And then you just be like, that's where I'm going. Or it's called like Cuts with a Z. Or it's called Perfect Cut. Capital Cuts. Nigga, cut your damn mama. That's what the fucking real barbershops is called, nigga. You got this nigga. Let me wind this shit in. Let me wind this shit one more time. Yeah, I see you, nigga. That shit ain't no real Oakland. That shit ain't no real Oakland. I've been Oakland. All right? This is Kendrick. Nigga had 50. You broken shit in Oakland, nigga. You niggas probably smoking Lucy's, got a backwoods, and you probably got 2 green gear, and a nigga got bleach blonde hair with a beanie hanging off like just this part of his head, like a goddamn yarmulke. The 90s? Get out of here with this bullshit. AJ's Barbershop. You piece of shit, Tony. You fuckboy. You've been watching this shit, nigga. And I'll let you know, I'll shoot your ass too, okay? I will shoot this shit and I will burn it the fuck down. If there ain't 10 niggas waiting for a cut, the next time this book of bullshit opens up for this bullshit barbershop that this thick neck nigga just walked into with his hair nappier than uncut pussy hair in 3 years, I swear to Christ, I'm going to turn that fucking company down worse than probably Jeff Jarrett is doing right fucking now. Say the outro, nigga.
Other than that, Caesar has no thoughts on the subject. Oh my god, I can't wait for the future segments. Caesar's now he's gonna pay attention when we see the fucking Book of Hobbes next segment. I can't wait to see the name of the barbershop.
One thing he's gonna look for.
I can't wait to see the name of the barbershop and what's going on.
KJ's Cuts. It was KJ's Barbershop. KJ's Barbershop. It was on a sign.
Jesus. Up next, Regal
better come out with a fresh cut. I swear to Christ, he better get a fresh cut in 2 weeks. That nigga better cut all that fucking hair off.
Regal to the ring. I'm not sure if I ever heard his AEW theme before. Regal announces MJF out to the ring. MGF throws his gum at a fat chick. He calls the crowd hillbillies. Shut the fuck up, Chance. Regal be emailing MJF again. MJF calls him a genius. Grab the brass ring. There is a podium covered with a black cloth. MJF wants a unique version of the AEW title because the current one is garbage. He unveils a Burberry belt, the Triple B. Well, the Triple B sucks, Tony says. Calls Eddie Kingston a fake tough guy. Ricky Starks calls Bryan Danielson the middest of the mid fake wrestler. MJF says he's going to be the champ till the bidding war of 2024. He hopes that the right Khan will win the bid. Saint Nick Khan and the game trips. He thinks Hollywood will come calling. MJF calls everyone fickle, calls himself a special attraction, name drops Hulk Hogan, JBL, Jeff Jarrett, and Bruno Sammartino, of course, shitting on him. His reign of terror has just begun. He praises Regal, then knucks him in the back of the head. MJF leaves through the crowd. He pushes a fat fan. Dox and Brian come to Regal's aid. Regal is stretchered out. Something needs to be done about this piece of shit, Tony says. Taz and Excalibur playing it up real good. Regal is eventually loaded into the ambulance. Brian goes with him. Wow, Cesar, that was a hell of a segment. What a way to send old Regal back to WWE. What'd you think of the segment and the Triple B belt? Will you be buying this on AEW? So I couldn't get the sentence out. Sorry.
Say the line again, Mangria.
Again?
You asked me some dumbass question like that. Say the fucking line again, man.
Again?
I'll on your dumbass for the next 5 minutes.
Lady, no.
I ain't buying that piece of shit. It's gonna be $700 again. All right. For this segment, normally what happens in a long, drawn-out segment like this one, I like to read a good chapter from a good book.
Oh.
So you may be wondering.
Oh no.
And I watched all of this segment.
Oh boy.
Fuck no. I didn't watch most of this shit. This gets the Caesar 317.
317?
Hey dog. Dude. I fast forward most of this shit, but I saw the highlights. Yeah, this nigga literally went out there and complained what everybody complained about. They say about him on Twitter. And he said, I'm not wrestling as much and I'm not doing this. Why not? You're the world champion. You're supposed to. And what does he say? I'm not defending this except on pay-per-view. Or if I have to after a battle royal or something. Which, if he actually does do that and continue with like how he does wrestle, I will think it will drag down the belt because at least everybody else, heel or face, defended the belt on TV or pay-per-view, no matter what. Well, Chris Jericho had to. And then John Moxley had it 8 times, and he don't care. And then CM Trash is trash. Well, technically, he never defended it. So I guess he would just be like his hero, CM Punk. But yeah, no. This thing was way too long and drawn out. He just wanted to clown people and say some shit. I didn't have to wait a week for this. He could have said this after he won the title.
Is this where you said that it got the lowest demographic?
Yeah, like this promo got the lowest demo of any part of the show.
Wow.
Because I just don't think people care about hearing MJF talk anymore. So yeah, and then but funny story. I was on Twitter looking up AEW botches, and Wrestling Quinn retweeted a quote, and it said, it literally said I had to retweet that shit because it's something near and dear to my heart, and I am quite passionate about. It said, I'm tired of these like long drawn out segments, and then like how MJF beat up Regal. He goes, if you wanted real heat, he should have shot his ass. He really said he should have shot his ass.
Yeah, I saw that.
He's like, imagine now going forward that not only can MJF beat you in the ring, but he got that Glock on him. And I was like, yeah, let's shoot a nigga in the ring. That's entertaining. If you're going to take Regal off AEW in a stretcher in a hospital, shoot that nigga. Let him bleed out. Or at least fake shoot him. Give me something more entertainment. Yeah, then have MJF walk out with a gun every week. Go to these hillbilly countries where you can just open carry in the middle and he just walk into the ring, belt, and the Glock in the belt. Like, and be like, show me your titties, girl. Pull out the gun on her. You know, that's entertainment. That's sports. I'd be sports entertainment. Definitely be the highest rated shit ever. But yeah, MJF just came out here and had another MJF promo. While I still do like MJF, it just seems like everybody they're giving this belt to, it's way better on the chase than when they actually get it. Because if he's just going to have promos every week and not like defend the titles, I just don't really care. I'm just not going to care.
My favorite thing that an AEW champion has ever said was the very first AEW champion, Jericho, when he got on commentary and he goes, I'm the youngest AEW champion in history. That was some goat shit right there by old Jericho.
He was the youngest and the oldest at the same damn time.
Well, Sticks, you had mentioned earlier they did a cinematic thing where they actually killed Eric Young off of TV. They could have done that to Regal the same way, cinematically. But what did you think of this segment, Sticks, of MJF and Regal?
Generally, I'm a fan of MJF's segments, but most of the time they're under like 5-6 minutes. I mean, like Cesar said, this just drug on. I mean, I don't know if they're trying to he's been always talking about how he's an attraction. That's why he doesn't wrestle all the time. So I don't know if they're pushing him or he's trying to push him as like the third Roman Reigns, where I'll show up and wrestle when it's the most important. I know he had always talked about lately that I'm just going to show up and wrestle, defend the title at pay-per-views. Well, you only have 4 pay-per-views in a whole year. I mean, you got a bunch of TV pay-per-views, but I mean, he needs to at least show up and wrestle, defend that title at least once a month to keep it fresh in people's minds. But I mean, this whole thing just drug on. I mean, him playing to the crowd, I think he did that a little too much. I mean, and the way how you wrote off Regal with this, I mean, I understand how you did it. I mean, I was just waiting for it because I kind of read and heard that there was some noise backstage that Regal was possibly going to go back to WWE. So I was interested to see if it was going to be MJF that would be the one that would do something so they could write him off, or if like the whole thing on him turning on Moxley, if Mox was going to be the one that would do something to him to have him leave. I mean, it was okay. I mean, the announcers were playing up that, you know, he had neck surgery. He's got brain bleeds. I mean, they played that up for that. I mean, but all in all, I mean, it's just drug on too long. I mean, this is one of those that you should have kept to the 5 minutes. Tell him, you know, play to the crowd once and then just keep it moving. And that belt, my God, that belt was the most hideous, horrendous thing I've seen in quite a while. And I mean, if AEW paid for that, I mean, good on MJF to have them pay for a Burberry shit looking belt. Then you have to pay for it outside your own pocket. So, but I mean, the whole segment, it didn't really hit, and it just felt like it didn't gain any traction at all.
It really seemed like MJF was grasping to insult. He really wanted to get that reaction from the crowd, and he was being, like I said, grasping for insults that he's done before. And I remember Zenka, he said on the Steel Raw after party, MJF is he just steals everybody else's shit. He just adds the word fuck to it, and everyone thinks, ooh, he's controversial. But the best part of this segment for me, I want to see it. I want to see Tony Schiavone just beat the fuck out of MJ. I want Tony to get a bat, Sting's bat. I want him to hit MJF in the dick. I want to see Tony get some sort of revenge, because the hate that Tony has for MJF is as equal to the hate JR had for Triple H back in the day. He goes, "No, you bastard! You bastard!"
You
Well,
son of a bitch.
yeah, Schiavone hates MJF with a fucking passion. So that was the best part of that segment for me. But moving on, Ricka Stocks versus Davari, no entrance. Stokes, Ethan, and Matt Hardy interrupt. Stokes is upset. Ethan says he owns his ass. Matt Hardy. Berate Starks. Ricky makes short work of Davari. Tony with Hater, Doctor, and Rebel, not Reba. The Doctor takes over the interview. Hater does ask why Tony doesn't have a sit-down interview with her. The Doctor says it's done. It's happening. It's going to happen. And it is. They already advertised it. Anna JAS with Tay versus Willow. Not a bad match. We get a Tay distraction, but Willow pulls it off with a Doctor Bomb. Rudy Woodpecker returns and beats up Tay J. Nobody cares. Sticks. What did you think of Ricka Stocks versus Davari?
Well, first off, I want to say this. I know you guys don't watch like Dark and Dark Elevation unless you lose a punishment. But the Ethan Page and Matt Hardy stuff that has gone on Dark and Dark Elevation has been phenomenal work. Like I've gone back and I've watched it, just fast forward just to watch that stuff. And I think somebody brought that up on Twitter and said this storyline has been one of the best things that you haven't seen on TV, and they've kind of ebbed and flowed it on the TV. But I mean, it's been so good just watching that stuff. Like Stokely when they came out, Matt Hardy ran to the front, did the whole thing. Like, man, get your ass to the back. We're here to hype up Ethan Page. What you doing? And then, as he's walking out the back, if you pay attention, he ends up flipping the bird to both those guys on the way out. But that's been something that's been kind of neat to watch, just on Dark and Dark Elevation, how it's kind of trickling its way onto on the main TV. But Ricky Starks and Davari, man, there's a reason he's absolute for a reason. This man has been wrestling so good. Another good match for him. He picked up a dub against Ari Davari, who I guess is he part of the Truth Busters? I guess they bring back. They mention that every once in a while. It's nice that he didn't pick up the win. I mean, they're continuing the feud with him and Ethan Page, which Cesar said stellar, awesome. Can't wait to see it. Love it. Backstage with the Doctor and Jamie Hayter. I really hope they allow Jamie to start talking a little bit more. Like, I understand that this Britt being the mouthpiece is probably going to be the focal point of them breaking up. Like, maybe Jamie will end up saying that she doesn't get to voice her opinion. It's nice, but I hope we get with this sit down. I hope we get a little bit more Jamie talking just for herself. And the Willow and Anna match, it was okay. I mean, they seem like they're high on Willow. She was able to pick up the win. And then we got Ruby Soho returning. She's got beef with Tay, because I mean it was her and I think Ortiz when they faced Sammy and Tay, and that's when she ended up breaking her nose or her face. So I mean she's got some built-in heat with that. So it wasn't a bad match. I mean, it was all okay. It wasn't too bad.
Willow is Nyla Rose as a woman. Cesar, what did you think of Ricky Starks versus Davari?
You might be able to get canceled for saying that.
Cancel me. Cancel me.
Who? He beat that cracker. Figure Dijak beat that other cracker. I didn't know. There was the promo between Matt Hardy, Ricky Starks, and All Ego was longer than in match. All right, this nigga Ricky came out there, danced and sashayed his ass to the ring, got the crowd hype, hitting the pose and shit, nigga. That shit took longer than that match. That motherfucker said, "Assholes on the ring. What y'all doing? Oh shit, I got a match. Spear, Rochambeau, Brock Lesnar. 1, 2, 3. Let's get the fuck home. Let's go get some chicken." I mean, that shit was quick, bro. Whew. I heard that shit was quicker than Jake's stroke game. That nigga was in and out. 1, 2, 3, all along. We go. Fuck out of here. What was next?
Tony with Hater, the Doctor, and Rebel.
Yeah, Beer Maker just ain't shutting up. That shit's great. So yeah, the mother Trick's gonna talk on Rampage, and then Jamie gonna talk with Ski Bone on next week on Wednesday. I'm pretty sure I'll fast forward through that unless they're wearing some stuff.
Well, speaking of fast forwarding, did you watch Anna versus Willow?
Who? Oh, that big bitch. Yeah, I watched her ass, and I mean, you gotta watch them for at least 5 minutes. You know, so they was probably out there looking hot, which they was. I watched the match. It was pretty good. It was pretty good. Yeah, Willow's coming along. They got some faith in her. I mean, this is probably the first time in 4 years they have actually dedicated TV time to building a female character on AEW TV.
And I know you're a massive Ruby Soho fan. When she returned, Cesar, did you go out and celebrate after this?
I went on Twitter and saw somebody said the new up nose era. I fucking dropped my phone. My fucking phone. And then I remembered how Sammy threw that bitch on her neck when Tay gave her the pump kick, and I remember that spot. I was like, God damn, he really disrespected this woman like this when she was last seen in the ring. But yeah, other than that.
Sorry, you said something that made me want to name the episode that.
What? Drop that bitch on her neck?
No. Up next, Tony backstage with QT and Orange Cassidy. There will be a lumberjack match between these two for the All Atlantic Championship that Styx will talk to us about because I didn't see it. That bitch with the baddies to the ring with zero pop. It's a celebration, bitch. She's mad at the baddies. She's full of herself. Still hung up on Bow Wow. Bow Wow on Tron. Gonna see her real soon. And time has officially been killed. Acclaimed every Wednesday backstage with Daddy Ass. Asked why they weren't wrestling. They said they'll challenge the second best tag team in AEW. Cesar, did you see any of this shit?
So I had some homework to do, so I had to get my books, and I had to get my good book. And I flipped to homework was on chapter 6, verse 32. Hey, player. I ain't seen this shit. I fast forward right through this shit. I ain't watched this shit. You think I'm watching that here? Jay Cargill was in a bikini, apparently, covered in $100 bills. That's pretty much all I remember. And then once again, there are people with belts just cutting promos, not wrestling in the ring. I want to see these guys wrestle. Yes, they are entertaining and funny, but I'm just not watching promos. MJF on his last turn too. I'm gonna fast forward through his whole next promo. I don't care. You gotta come out there for 7 minutes. He don't wrestle. Reading a good book. All right, I ain't got time for this shit. It's supposed to be acclaimed every Wednesday, and all you niggas do is talk. This ain't Rachel Ray. This ain't Oprah. This ain't Maury. At least Maury got fights. Jerry, shit, get your ass in the ring.
Hell, even Steve Wilkos had fights.
Wilkos got fights too. He's breaking them shits up. Fucking shit.
It turns out, Cesar, you are not the father.
I knew it. See, that's why I fed that bitch a Plan B omelet. She got pregnant 3 weeks later with some other crusty nigga. Won't me?
Sticks, did you catch? I know you did catch some of this, but do you want to comment on QT and Orange Cassidy, that bitch with the baddies, or the Acclaimed segment?
I'm gonna give Orange Cassidy this. He, out of all the champions that they have in AEW, this man is legit like defending his belt
week to
a
week.
lot more than what these other champions are doing. And I mean, I'll give him that. I mean, he just shows up with that JanSport backpack. Someone's talking about, like, what are you guys talking about? We're talking about title. Okay, title shot. Go ahead. We'll see you
Title
next week.
shot. Yeah.
Yeah.
He'd be like, he don't even be next week. He'd be like Friday,
Yeah.
Wednesday. Don't matter.
Yeah. So I'll give him that. I mean, QT is somebody that you could work in the ring with. Well, obviously, with him being a trainer, he's somebody that you can have a match with that you know you're probably not going to get hurt, but you're also gonna. It's not going to be too terrible. So I mean, it'll be a good match.
That
And then
nobody will watch.
Yeah.
Up next, gentlemen, is the main event. It's the third of the 7 trios tag team match. It's the Elite versus the Death Triangle. The fight starts during Death Triangle's entrance. Don Callis not on commentary. Phoenix prevents Penta from using a hammer. Penta pissed. Action is insane, of course. These guys have fought each other so much, and they still make it entertaining. Super kick has never meant less in this match. Barely phases anyone. At least this insanity is the main event because it's always hard to follow this. Pac attempts Black Arrow. Matt Cut counters with the knees, roll up, and pin for the win. It's 2-1 now. Goodbye and good night. Bang. Sticks, what did you think of the third of 7 in this sequence between these gentlemen?
Like you said, this was main event worthy because it is so hard to follow up after all the action that happens in these matches. So this was a good match. The Elite were able to, I guess you could say, sneak out a win. They with the ending sequence of getting the knees up and then able to roll them. I don't know if I like it that they have them as like the underdogs. I mean, these guys are supposed to be like the standard for like the trios wrestling and all pro professional wrestling. I mean, they're kind of the reason why they made the trios titles. So I guess I don't know why they would have them as the underdog dogs throughout this whole 7 match series. But I mean, as long as we get good matches, I'm not going to care less. And this was another one. And I guess now I think if I saw their schedule right, they won't wrestle again for like another 2 weeks. So we're going to get a little bit of a break.
At the December bullshit. Frozen.
Winter is coming.
Winter is coming, yeah.
Yeah, like the 14th or something like that. So going to get a nice little break in between having to watch like 3 matches in a row. Now we kind of get a little bit of break, and they kind of can push other things towards the main event to build towards for winter is coming. So, but all in all, not a bad way to end Dino Trash and have these guys keep going.
Well, Cesar, this is their 3rd match, and I'm surprised the Elite haven't tried to do the mask, the mask thing where they take the mask off and Penta.
They're going to save that for.
They roll them up.
They're going to save that for 6 and 7. They're going to save that.
What do you think of the main event, Cesar? If you watched it,
I know I watched the main event. Compared to that women's match, which I felt was more wrestling, and this is like more spot fest. It still was good. It still was great, but like, come on, man, come on, some of this shit. Come on, man. This nigga got the spike pile driver with this cracker stomping on his neck, and it kicks out in 2 with no help, and then gets pinned by a super kick while they're fighting to get in the ring or some shit. Come on, man. Make the shit make sense. Make it make sense. That's all I'm saying. If you're gonna have this crazy spot fest shit with like the triple moonsaults and 85 fucking super kick, Crockett even hit the Mo Bang for your buck in the middle of the match. Ray Phoenix hit that dirty ass cutter on Kenny. And Kenny sells it like only Kenny does. I like the new things they tried in there too. Like Pac headbutting that cracker with the mask because he is wearing it on the face. Yeah, it's fine because they're still good matches. But I think this break was much needed because they were doing a lot of the same things. So I'm waiting for like newer things or more innovative things. And yeah, when you get 2 guys fighting or 2 teams or whatever, they're going to do a lot of the same moves that they did, but they're so spaced out It's not like you see the same thing every week, every week, every week. So I think they needed this break to keep it fresh again. Make people be like, all right, yeah, I'm not gonna like watch this again for like because it was like a best of 7, and if these shits are done, and that's like 2 months. You know what I'm saying? It's like a month and a half, and then like, oh, well, it's over now, and you guys are the trio champion. And then how the fuck are you gonna build that shit going forward? Like, you're not building any other trios come after this trio title, and then you're not having your tag team title, which you're saying you're the best tag team wrestling faction. These shits ain't even getting defended either, and these guys are just talking on TV every week. And then you got these other assholes with 4 other tag team belts from every other promotion, and they're just walking around wondering why they can't get a tag title shot either. I don't know. I mean, there's a trios title happening every goddamn week by the assholes who run the company. Ask them niggas if you can get some TV time. Shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's just there's too much going on, and they have too much going on that they need to kind of pump the brakes here and there and spread some of this shit out.
And you know what's funny, Cesar?
Can we get Pac a better mask? I mean, this guy is always like adjusting his mask, like 20, 30 times in a match. I mean, this guy's get him a better mask.
What happens more, Pac adjusting his mask or Ronda front wedgie picking?
I think it's a tie.
It's probably a tie. I'd probably still give if it was like a betting thing, I'm probably giving Ronda the over. Ronda's probably like one. I'm gonna give Ronda plus 1.5, 1.5 things for Ronda. It's close. It's close.
I'd take those odds.
Yeah,
it's
close.
Funny, Cesar. You mentioned we're seeing all the same things and all this amazing moves that they kicked out of, and the move that ended the match was a knee counter. Like he lifted his knee. Yeah. Pac lands on the knees, and he just
he just pins him up.
He became a corpse on the floor, and he fucking rolled him up and pinned him. That was it.
Yeah.
But, ladies and gentlemen, that's ATW for you. Well, thank you, Pretzels, for watching and tuning in. And as always, check out APBW's content. The newest pay-per-view just dropped yesterday, the Crumb-Offs, the Battle for December. Until next time, ladies and gentlemen, enjoy your week. We shall return. But always, big ups to Stallion Pete.